Welcome to the Power of Healing Your Energy show. This is episode 33, and I have a very special guest, HoniB, author, speaker, and healer. And we are talking all about ascension, light, and the codes. And what do they mean? Let's get into it. Hello and welcome to the Power of Healing Your Energy show. My name's Christine. I am your spiritual medium, intuitive soul coach, and energy worker. And today we have a special guest. She is an internationally recognized TransMedium, TransChannler, light language speaker, teacher, activator, and transmitter of living codes of light through vocal tones. She is also a Galactic Shamanist and an Ascension Alchemist who delivers her higher calling of delivering golden age of planetary ascension through activating the grids via Crystalline Diamond Codes, as well as Magdalene and Yehsua codes of light, bringing the unity Christ consciousness on Gaia individually, as well as with her beloved, beautiful partner, Michael Abramson. And, you know, just a little bit more about her. She's been featured on Hay House, I Can Do It Conference, 1111 Talk Radio, Emmanuel Dagger's Miracle Cafe, lots of, TV, magazines, and much more. She's got lots of upcoming events. So welcome. Welcome. I'm just hide. There we go. Gotta love technology.
Love technology.
Yes. Welcome to the show, beloved soul. This has been, it came together very quickly, but here we are.
Exactly.
Welcome.
And divinely always orchestrated. Thank you so much.
Yes. And did I pronounce your name correctly? HoniB. It reminds me of honeybee, like a honeybee.
But that's exactly what it is, honeybee.
Ah, there we go.
So the full name is Mahani Muterafi Borden.
Okay.
That's a full long name. So I've always been called Honey as I was a child. I'm very connected to the honeybees. And so Borden is my former spouse's name.
Okay.
Honeybee is the shortened because people would always naturally call me Honeybee. So you may call me Honeybee.
And it does, I guess, bees in the spiritual world. Do you know much about the bee?
Yeah, I mean, I gave a talk in Los Angeles at a cafe once with the bee community, all about the fifth dimensional diamond plates that they exist in bringing the consciousness of the golden age. The bees are super sacred. They're a huge part of our ascension. They've been around forever. I mean, they're depicted in the pyramids, and the medicine of actually itself is so important. And when I was vegan for a few years, I was a very angry, unhappy vegan. I do have to say this because it was really focused on supporting Gaia, but I was missing honey. Honey is a huge medicine, like as an actual medicine for my well-being. So honey was brought back into my life, and me being honey, like I'm secret practice, and these are very important. So there is this deep connection with the bee medicine. And that is also one of the shamanic paths for those who are the bee medicine keepers, you know.
Nice. Okay. And it also has antifungal, antimicrobial properties as well. So it's all around.
Anti-estrogenic, even diabetics can have it, but there's a lot associated with the sacred divine feminine energy. There's a lot associated also with the Magdalene energy. There's a lot with the sensuality and the healing of the sexuality. There's the bee medicine. There's so much into it. for those that want to really discover it more.
Yes, definitely. Now, this specific episode, I mean, I just kind of picked something out of your bio, and I was really interested about light activation via the Crystalline Diamond Codes. What, I guess, for someone that maybe knows a little bit about that, what exactly does that mean?
Okay, so the crystalline diamond codes are associated with where we are currently on our collective ascension journey for the planetary ascension in delivering the golden age. It is correlated and connected with the templates of our physical vessels being sort of like upgraded. You know how our phones are upgraded, our laptops
Yes.
are upgraded? That's very much the same, where our bodies are being updated to the new template. The crystalline diamond light body is a very essential part of our bodies in order to be able to deliver the golden age through it. And it is, once it's activated, it is connected to the crystalline diamond heart of Gaia. The reason why Mother Earth is called Gaia is because she's already upgraded to her higher body. So we, being the sentient beings living on Gaia, we also need to synchronize with her pulse, particularly. This pulse that is from the center of Gaia is a blossom golden rose, and inside of it is this diamond, which is part of the golden age. In order for us to deliver the golden age, we cannot move through with our templates. That's an outdated system. Because
Makes sense.
Carry the crystalline light, which is the Christless light, which is connected to the unity with consciousness from Earth. And that's also been activated. So for those of us who are planetary grid workers, we've been traveling to different parts of the healing the land, activating this, so these streams of the codes can come in. So the bodies are then updated. So around the stratosphere on Earth, we who have become activated in our crystalline diamond light body, we are transformers. Very much like you know how we have these little lights in our house, and then these are connected to the street light, and the street lights are connected to the and then they're the ginormous transformers. The diamond, crystalline diamond template is very much like those ginormous towers. So
Towers.
Able to handle the frequency, and then we connect with each other through our diamond, through the 12 rays with each other around Earth, so we can hold the vibration of light all around Gaia, so that everything else that is of dense vibration can easily transmute, transcend, and transform back into light. So it is the Christed heart, the crystalline diamond heart. An activator of that, and a transmitter through different languages that are coded in sacred geometric patterns from multiple dimensional consciousness, that I assist in activating the heart, in activating the template, in clearing the 12 chakras, so that it is all diamond template. And I'll probably, let me grab this to show you actually an image.
Sure. Okay. No worries. She's coming back. I love your mantle, and it's very beautiful as well in the background.
We'll grab that. Let me see if I have it right here. I'll grab it from upstairs, because as you're asking, I want you to get the visual of it. So what happens is, when we're in this crystalline diamond light body, the outer template, so some individuals that are connected, when they close their eyes, will typically see themselves inside, like for example, a sphere of light, or sometimes Merkaba. The diamond is a very crucial part of the next body, because after this next body is the plasma body, after that is the solar body. So 5 years ago, December, Beloved Yeshua, Mother Mary, and Mary Magdalene, who I work extremely close close with had asked me to go to 21 days of pure stillness, Christine. Stillness and silence, where I was asked for my template to be updated in the diamond template. I couldn't even grasp what that was, what it was. They said, we want your heart to be the diamond heart because you're going to be the carriers of this. At that time, I couldn't quite grasp it because it really takes the time.
It does.
And like how to operate from this template, because you don't operate from the third dimensional consciousness from this template. It changes. It is the higher consciousness that operates from here, that streams through. So during those 21 days, I had to sleep 13 to 15 hours a day. And then they were showing me how my heart, from within, had to blow this diamond out. To literally come out to about, it took a year, to about 6 feet in front of me, on my sides, behind, above, and below. Then it took 3 years to hone the languages that were coming in so that I can actually bring it as a transmitter, as a functioning way of being able to facilitate it on the planet. So it's been, like really hardcore before I can utilize it as a service. And it was not this December, past December, after the Stargate, I was given by my higher team the permission. It is now time to do the activation. And as soon as I announced it, Christine, it was like this. I've had 3-4 months of waiting lists like this, one after another. People from all over the world. The second I put the one video out, those who knew they were part of it, they called. In this 1 hour, I was able to activate that, and for them to be in this template, and for them to feel or sense or experience the truly reverence what it's like to be in this crystalline body, and to predominantly to serve from it. It is for service. It's not for people who just, for example, just wanted. No, it is for people who thought to deliver the golden age. They know they're here as transmitters, part of the big change. That's what draws the energy, and it's a one-time activation done. And so hopefully that explains a little bit. I didn't feel like I can go into
it does. I'm quite visual. Like when you're describing it, I could see it happening, and the heart thing really resonates because that's, I lead with my heart always. And when you said it expanded, because I see most people are like this in protection. So you're not, you're basically, you're saying you're connected to source, and we all are source, but a lot of us don't know that, right? And it takes time to integrate. And I guess I should say, welcome everyone that's watching, because I was so, mesmerized by your story, and say hello. Please let us know where you're from. If you have any questions for HoniB, please ask. HoniB. There we go.
And I'd like to address something you just said.
Yes.
Christine, my darling, there's a lot of, even within the spiritual community, there is the talk or the communication of love, of the heart. But the living vibration of the crystalline is a different frequency. It's supremely empowered. You live from that I am presence, and you're in complete service in delivering the call. That means this low dimensional consciousness that has individual sort of like hold of it, it doesn't exist within vibration. It's a very strong template because just like a diamond, it has to be so clear. So it just radiate these 12 rays of light. The 12 rays of light have their function. For example, one of them is the function of the will. The will of the individual is replaced by the divine will. Or one of them, for example, is the ray of the wisdom. So the ray of the wisdom is able to be the vision in which individual individuals see through. You see,
Yes.
all have a function. So when an individual is activated in those, is able to carry it, but not just in a spoken word. It is a living vibration with an action of walking it anchored very strongly, and it's not this sort of like flaky energy that can't be sustained. You see what I mean? So I just really wanted to address that because it's a very empowering frequency.
Yes. No, I imagine it's, well, like in a way you're saying in between worlds as well.
Mm-hmm.
1 foot in, 1 foot out. And Michael has joined us.
Yay,
He is saying your crystalline diamond heart activation is one of the most powerful healing sessions he's ever received. Wonderful.
Actually, he's also been, so when I do this individually, I also, 2019 was completely dedicated to this with personal activation and also group, because the Galactic Federation of Light had asked for this to be brought in. So I facilitated in group, both nationally as well as internationally, several different countries in the group setting. So that group energy is very important. Imagine individuals getting activated in the crystalline diamond. Then, as a group, they all connect into the grids, and they blast the grids from what's been withheld, what's been hijacked. As we know, many of these grids have been hijacked and used misappropriately.
Yes.
This allows it to become purified, to become again resurrected, if you want to call it that, so that the purity of the vibration can stream through. It's all about the streaming, just like this. That's so it's fluid and it's vibrating. It's a living vibration.
Wow. Okay. And Galactic Federation. I mean, I watch, Paul Selig. He likes to channel, and when he comes in, he talks. Those are his guides, or those are Lee Harris. He calls them the Z's. Those are. Is that the same idea? Are these okay?
The Galactic Federation of Light. There are many star beings such as myself that are connected as a TransMedium, TransChannler, being able to receive their communication. The Galactic Federation of Light sits their council members from different extraterrestrial consciousness that sit on this Galactic Federation of Light. And there's a lot of decisions that are made. There are a lot of interactions that are made, and they also work together with intergalactic councils. So I work very, very closely with the intergalactic councils. And then if there are certain things that are, for example, that are coming onto the planet that I need to get my consciousness ready for, because I do communicate with many different consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
That's when the Galactic Federation of Light brings the wisdom or the knowledge, and sort of like some of the things that I question why, and so that I can be of greater service.
Mm-hmm.
They are very loving. They're very, very beautiful, and they really do operate on these 13 principles of the divine law. They're all about the divine law, and which operates on the divine love vibration in recognizing the primary creator. And the intergalactic councils, I've had amazing experience with them. Like, for example, when there's certain let's say innovations or solutions for Gaia that have to be presented, there are individuals that are able to present them and bring it in front of the council members. So I've had experience where I have been brought in front of it, and then these are like some of the higher solutions. Can they be embraced so we can receive their support also for here? And so it's a very sometimes it feels complicated, and but it's not. And I feel that some people like to make it a much more big deal than it is. It's just that There are some of us that work very closely with these federation gatherings and the council gatherings, because that's part of our work here on Gaia as the Earth crew.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I understand. I'm just, making it, I guess, more mainstream for others. We tend to overthink things, and if we dream more and use our imagination more and connect with our heart more, it becomes, it's just practice basically. But 2019, maybe, I don't know about you, but for many of my clients, it was a very difficult, tumultuous. There were a lot of traumas and wounds being brought up, and a lot of folks that needed healing.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. Would you like me to elaborate on that?
Yeah, I mean, what was your own experience with yourself, maybe, if you want to, or maybe some of your clients?
Sure, I can, but I like to break it down a little bit, because
Mm-hmm.
the 2012 frequency, it was a 7-year cycle for those of us who, majority of us light workers, starseeds, had the major activation. It's sort of like that time release capsule that kicked in, and then to be able to start in delivering this higher calling or the higher plan. So this 7-year cycle was very, very important from 2012 to 2019, because we have to go through layers and layers within our monads as well as our aspects to be able to bring the soul aspect together. There's a lot of soul retrieval, which from the shamanic understanding, because many of our consciousness had been fragmented in different planes and different lifetimes, and a lot within the past lives, and particularly this life, and within sort of like spread out. And that this 7-year has been part of many, many opportunities set in place, which would be considered tumultuous, because it was designed so that we can finally retrieve our power, but not the sort of like limited power, but the divine power. So that's why the 7-year journey was a very important part of the 7-year cycle, so that 2019 can bring a lot of completion of the entire decade, so we can move into the divine gateway, the divine alignment of 2020.
Yes.
Hopelessness has been very important, because there have been things that we have been able to address. We have been able to see, going through our inner journey and discovering, and also healing, a magnificent healing journey. Yet the deeper things that were more in the hidden realms inside of us, we had to become more strong in our light. Handle it. That's why 2019 was like a kick-ass, if you want to call it.
Yeah.
2017 sort of kicked it up a notch, just so that we can shake up and really shake up to be ready, because then 2019 was get ready to go through your inner hurricane, tsunami, volcano, earthquake, all of it, because all of it is part of the illusion, all of the separation of the divine truth that we are. Now we're strong enough in our light, the light cushions, the light codes, we can actually handle and face what we need to really face, which is within the hidden realm. And that's why there was that tumultuous, and it will linger a little bit more to 2022, so we can
Yeah, no, definitely. And and there's still lingerings of it. And I used to joke and say, well, if you're not awake in 2020, you will be kicking and screaming, because that's what's happening. And it's a wave, and you're either going to ride the wave, or you're going to fight the wave and be in the undercurrent and the toe of it. I love this. I absolutely love this.
And it's very important, because there is this cosmic wash taking place.
Mm.
We've been thrown inside the cosmic wash machine and then the cosmic dryer. So that cycling has been very important part of a little bit calm and then get thrown around again, a little bit calm. And I call it the natural ayahuasca. We really don't need plant medicine. My goodness, the cosmic universe has thrown us through the natural ayahuasca, and that all that so much nauseousness and vomiting from these streamlines coming in because you've had no, I mean, all I know, the amount of times that I've been nauseous around these gateways because more has to purge out, more
Yes.
purge out, you know. So especially if you're vibrationally very sensitive, you're naturally extremely.
Oh, yeah.
And it is one of the waves, you know, the waves, there have been certain waves, and there's some of us that are in the front line, like me and a few others. We are right in the front first. We sign up for it. It does suck some days. I do have to say that. But there's also the agreement that we sign up. So we have all stopped bitching and complaining. We agreed, let's deliver this because we're called to bring it in. That's
Mm.
we have to break down these particles that are not fully expanded in the full stream of the light. You see what I mean? So we go through it to make it easier so that we have material to be able to sort of like break it down and make it digestible to bring it as a healing or knowledge or wisdom or information.
Yes, yes. Thank you for that. Michael he says, definitely feeling the powerful waves of energy one way or another to fully cleanse, clear, and transform us to our highest state of being, because we are all here to go home.
Absolutely. And I feel like there's a part that we're actually bringing home here. So there is an ascension, there is an ascension. And those of us who are in sacred union, such as Michael and I, we sign up to go through it even more because there's so much more that we're facing on a daily basis, especially when we are service to it. So everything like a hairline is off, it shows up, it's brought to our awareness. So we either have to tackle it or transmute into light or go into the battlefield of it and then try to find it. So there's so much happening, and absolutely because home, the true nature of that origin of the sound vibration, the illumination of light is actually coming here. So again, we started this show with you, Christine, talking about the crystalline diamond codes of light. What it is truly is this being a living vibration, the wisdom keepers of these codes. We are bridging, literally bridging the heavenly realm through these garments into this earthly realm. It is the most magnificent agreement with the side to source, so we don't have to transcend out of our body and be living vibration, living Christed beings here, which is truly magnificent. And this is taken it to a whole nother level as many living masters on earth, not just one ascended masters. That's been sort of like the the there's so many of us that agreed to take part. We have lived this before. We have experienced this before. We know
Yes.
it. And so we decided, let's on a collective level come back and be the example, embodiments of living crystalline beings, which is a Christed being here. And that's what that whole second coming is all about. You know, we are the second coming. We're the second coming of being inside the inner home, that wholeness, that sound that is in allness, the omnipresence. So there's no separation anymore.
There is no separation.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're here for, connection.
Totally. And it's the total connection because once we connect, and that's what technology is so important. Like last night, I like to share this because I feel we were appreciated. So every Tuesday night, we have the global free silent meditation at 8 p.m. And it's right here. It's also on live stream on our YouTube page, and different people from all over doing it. It's just beautiful, Christine, that we hold the vibration, the vision of the highest love for Gaia and her humanity. That's it. We just sit in silence that. But a lot happens. So last night, in my experience, I saw these technology, our mobile devices, the laptops, all of them, they're streaming together in that network of light. But the highest vibration of crystalline consciousness is being communicated. So I got to see like the network of light, truly that network of light, like lit up all of it. Like, you know how you see the AT&T commercial, you see where they are located? Like,
Yes. All the little dots, everything lights up.
like it's
Mhm.
light up, but all is the network. So all communication between the people and between different systems is all in light, crystalline light for the highest good of all. And it was so beautiful to see that visually, because
Mm.
once we can see it, we know we are able to then bring it through our vessels. That's what these vessels are for, literally.
Absolutely. Wonderful. And I know we have quite a few people watching. Please say hello. Let us know where you're from. If this is your first time, welcome. And please share. Share if you care,
Yes.
as my friend would say. So I guess we're gonna talk about yesterday, because before we started the show, I said how yesterday was March 3rd, and when I posted it was 3:33, and all day yesterday, threes everywhere.
Yeah.
So what is the 3-3 Ascension Gateway?
Well, we have gateways, galactic gateways.
Mhm.
Like February, we just went through we had 4 major galactic gateways of
That's true.
2 to 20.
Yes, yeah, that's right. The palindrome as well. Yes.
There were also the wormholes. So there were like 4 of them. And that was such again, another kick-ass, because it is that mirror image. And
Ah,
and the February generally is the month of relations. It's everything about the relations to actually all. And that really kicked it to another gear. So when we go through these gateways, we're able to have a lot of that self-reflection. And then it just so happened to be planetary. There's even more light streams coming in. So
mm,
it is going to shine light on areas that is denser, areas that has to expand. And for example, a couple of days I had myself last week that I get a lot of head pressure. Usually
yes.
I start getting the head pressure, especially a lot of the codes that want to release their back of my atlas joint. They get very tight.
Hmm.
It's almost like manually it has to open up. And thank God, as Michael background is acupuncturist and massage therapist, so he did
Oh,
a lot
beautiful.
to help open this, because it is a lot in the throat chakra as it's coming in. It can't be
Mm,
it has to come and pass through here. And part of the challenge is most individuals are blocking here. They're not speaking
yes.
the truth because they're speaking from here. So that's why a lot of things happen, and it has to come in to be anchored in the heart and then anchored into Gaia. So having said that, then we move to the month of March. The
Mm,
third, this 3 energy. This
yes.
energy which we already know from the mind, body, spirit. We know
Equilibrium.
from equilibrium is a huge
Mm,
part. The father, the mother, and the child, the Holy
mm,
Spirit. All of these, they've talked about it, but there's a vibration specifically for it. For me, this particular 3, this whole month of March is about the will of divine. It is also about the cosmic love, and it's also about the wisdom. It is so important. If you have the will and you don't have the wisdom, you don't have the love. The will of divine you have, but you don't have the wisdom, you don't have the divine love, you can't deliver this calling. If you have the divine will, you have the divine love, but you don't have the wisdom, you're not anchored properly, you're not going to deliver it.
mm-hmm.
This triple flame, and this triple flame really sits in the heart. But the wisdom is the illumination light, which really steps down to your like soul star chakra and is able to be in this golden yellow flame of light. So this month of March gives us the ability to expand into this consciousness. And then we have something like yesterday, 3-3. which is a very powerful part of also the Magdalene frequency. So we're getting this triple flame here, and it has to be anchored within, and it has to be anchored also into earth. So everything that's coming in, it has to be anchored. So there's more of this how do I want to say, dance into this space, because it's not as rigid as it was in February. Yet when it's an ascension one, as it's coming in, it's forcing you to blast open in areas that we have had resistance in changing or evolving, or for example, welcoming. There's more of that resistance energy, and this is coming in to open the resistance.
Yes.
Okay? Because the resistance does not allow us to reflect properly. And so yesterday was very, very powerful. And always on these days, the first thing you will notice is the debris, because the debris is facing you right away. And then it gives you the opportunity to transmute it yourself. Now, whether you're going to, hopefully in 2020, you have learned enough by now, by this frequency, that you can transmute it in the most sacred, vibrant, beautiful, ascension way. And so we're coming again from our higher consciousness. Like yesterday, Michael and I did a little sacred ceremony of prayer bundle dispatcher, and we wanted to sit in this space because we noticed there's some hurt that's inside, sitting in our heart with each other, and we wanted to be able to transmute them back into light. So we created this under this gateway, just so that we can sit in the blessing of it, and then allow it to transmute. And so
Wonderful.
it's interesting that I'm number 33. For years, everything for me has been 33, 33. There's a lot around 33 energy. It does tie into Magdalene energy. I do work with 369 quite a bit. The Magdalene
Yes. Yeah. God codes.
Exactly. And there is that in itself is the activation of the Christ-like energy.
Yes. Beautiful.
Exactly. Hi,
And Fidel is saying hello. And Monica. Hi, Monica.
She's a dear sacred sister. Hi, Marta. Beautiful.
Marta. And Monica is talking about 222s and 444s. And fours are my, well, it's one of my favorite numbers. But and Michael, of course, is hinting at the 3-3 gateway in the 33rd episode.
There's something to do with you. Your name is Christine. You carry the Christ, and then gold. I don't know gold you were born with, but you have double of them coming in together.
Yeah.
So we're meeting each other because this is the frequency of the spoken word that's coming together on this 33 degrees. And it also has to do to dismantle. I've been for years behind dismantling the Masonic energies. That's been used for a certain way, but we want to bring the true essence of the true illumination wisdom. So there's a dismantling frequency of this 33rd degree, which is very sacred, but it was utilized for a number of years in a very different way.
Wow. Yeah, I feel, I just, I am spiritual warrior, the light within. I have such a calling. It's such a burning. I know exactly what you're talking about, where I ask every day, how may I serve? And that's why I'm here. So Megan is asking if either one of us are a medium, and Fidel is pretty funny. He says extra medium.
I'm a TransMedium. Yes, so mediumship is, thank you, Megan. Medium, I would like to answer that. Yes, I am a born medium, and my focus is on transmediumship. So I have been specifically asked to not work with fourth dimensional consciousness. Although I do see spirits from a child, I always saw, communicate. And there are times when I do work with clients, the ancestors come, I'm able to see them very easily. But my focus is to utilize the transmedium to specifically communicate with the celestial realm and the cosmic and the galactic, the higher realm. So as a transmedium, I'm able to communicate from the angels and the ascended masters and the galactics, particularly. That level, my mediumship is to use for that, not the fourth dimensional consciousness.
Makes sense. I am a medium as well. However, I'm finding, like yourself, I'm teaching more than I am. It's a shift. I get it. That's how I started. But and Megan, happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday. What a wonderful day she's born.
Yes. Yes. Beautiful. Everyone's saying happy birthday. Look at all the love you're getting there, Megan. Wonderful. Oh, and then she's asking about 111 and 1111, which go ahead. I mean, I know what it means, but you let her know.
I'll let you.
Oh,
a little bit here.
For me, that when I first started, like my spiritual awakening started a little bit later in life in 2018. That's what I saw first. So for me, that, it's all about the intuition. It's all about, being divinely guided, the timing. You're having this aha moment with yourself, if that makes sense. That's just my perception.
So the 1111 phenomenon started for me in 1999. And that was the awakening of what is coming after the harmonic convergence. And so I remember specifically in 1999, as it began, I could not escape it. And every time the 1111 would show up, I would have like a flash of light beaming through my head out. And it continued and continued until I gave birth to my son in 2000, in the year 2000, my first son. And that's where everything blasted open to be able to then begin the communication. And 1111 is a doorway, a triple gateway doorway that allows individuals to be able to truly walk through between these three pillars of light. And you can't really pass it until you really purify. That means all your bullshit is still private. And you cannot, it is a holy gateway that you're walking into within the heavenly realm to be able to, be able to communicate. That's what, like my Instagram is HoniB1111. There's so much 1111 because that is a witness for me to stand in my divine sovereignty, in my divine truth, continuously walk through the gateways of the heavenly realm. That means to be very, very clear in the conscious mind, the conscious heart, the conscious body as a vehicle, as a vessel. And the 1111, whenever, let's say 1111 comes, that lets you again come back into your triple flame. And that triple flame, are you able to bring the will of divine into you so that your lower three chakras no longer has a hold over you. There's a lot of details with that. And the 1111 literally is a blasting activation for the golden age that took over.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you very much for asking about that. And then there's more birthday love for you, Megan. And she's saying, what a lovely way to put a skill full of love. And thank you. And thank you, everyone. So kind. Lots of love here. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yes. And she's just saying it sounds very comforting, and thanks for explaining. Yes, that is very, very beautiful. And it's interesting. I normally pull cards just for myself, just for fun at the beginning of the day, but I didn't have a chance. So I sat down, and when you were talking about throat chakra, this was the card that I had pulled today. It was it's all about throat chakra. And I'm like, yeah. Because when I came home, I was feeling kind of tired. But, once I get prepped for this show, it's amazing what happens. It's like
frequencies begin to start interacting and connecting and pulling it together because we're communicating in a much higher plane anyway.
Yes.
And again, the social media, just whenever we put even that love emoji, like you and I, a couple of days, we've been able to communicate on Instagram and that and posting it. And just there's this frequency that is played and interacted. And it's like the team above your higher team, my higher team, already together, and the ones that have taken part, they're very important part of this because they're pulling that energy field together. So as a frequency field, we're all elevating, we're all expanding, we're all receiving, and it starts happening behind the scenes before we even come to this place. That's the gift of technology when we can bring it together.
Yes, it's beautiful, raising the collective consciousness. And that's what we all need. And you were talking about the chakras as well. Like, I just learned this like a couple weeks ago through Michael Murdad. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but he's out of Sedona, Arizona, and he does all of his teachings online. But he talked about the lower three chakras. Those are your ego. Then you've got your heart space. This is your soul. So we always talk about soul's purpose. And then the upper three, well, we know what that's connected to, source.
Right.
But just for him to break it down like that, I was like, I had such huge epiphany. It made so much sense. I've been studying chakras for almost 2 years, but no one ever explained it to me like that. And then you just confirmed it as well. So thank you.
The chakras, what is really important about it, and we'll talk about Sedona because we've been in Sedona in April, end of
yes
April retreat, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But the chakras, what individuals don't fully grasp is that, of course, within the Hindu texts and all that, they talk about the wheels, they talk about these energy centers. But what is not really fully grasped, as we started this show, I talked about these rays of light.
Yes.
These are the functioning rays of light. There are 12, there are numerous of them, but to one octave, for example, individuals are connected right now into 7 chakras. Predominantly, that's what they mostly know. And then 14 chakras is another octave. That means
yes.
dimension. And then you add the next set of 7, it's another octave. So when I do my light transmission activation, I work with the 12 clearing. So to be able to start below the feet and above and going up to the celestial, to the universal, to the galactic, to the divine gateway, because that is a streaming. And what's really taking place, we do need the lower 3 chakras. However, the lower 3 chakras are the predominant functioning of the individual's daily life. They are not living in vibration harmony because it is functioning on limitation.
Yes.
When you are allowing the vibration of the higher chakra, it has to come in the heart. It has to be vibrating through the heart, but in harmony with the lower 3 chakras. Because if the lower 3 chakras are in charge, it's a disaster because it is connected to the lower mind. It is connected to the lower astral plane. It is connected to what we could consider entities and discarnate energy because it's literally plugged in, and it's also connected to the consciousness of the thought field.
Yes.
So you're able to bring it to the heart. You're free from that place. It's a liberated place. You are a sovereign individual. So, and this really has to do with as we know, the power, the sexual energy plays a huge part, and also the confidence that creates.
Oh yeah.
That and the grounded energy. And Christine, majority of light workers are not grounded at all. They're really, very, very expanded.
Absolutely.
They have not been able to bring it in. And part of it because of a lot of the trauma and drama and a lot of hurt and pain, they haven't been able to bring it into the root. And until you can bring it into the root, you're not going to be able to ground it. You're going to be a walking person with so much entities and energy attached to you.
Yes.
That's why it's so important. The chakras have to be brought into them, and they got to be anchored deep into the root and below the earth. Below the root into the earth star chakra. Because then it is anchored and it's connected properly to Gaia. And you're streaming. You're not going to be falling by like the spirit of the wind.
Or a fish flopping out of the water. Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael has a question. 2020 and divine alignment.
Yeah. So Michael and I facilitated the New Year's Eve. We had our New Year's Eve divine alignment closing ceremony for the people who participated at the center that we were in. It was very powerful to be able to allow individuals go through experience, to clear the thought field, to clear through the languages of light, and allow individuals to come be harmonized in their sacred divine feminine, sacred divine masculine, so we can enter the gateway of 2020 together.
Mm-hmm.
Divine alignment is very important. What does it really, really mean? And what does it really mean to be allowed, permitted to ourselves to live as a conscious, divine individual, allowing ourselves to be aligned with that higher will, the higher call, the higher devotion, you see, as a consecration of just pure service, because that's what that gateway is. And then anchored to serve Gaia and her humanity. This is what the Divine Alignment 2020 is about. And we have number 2 too. So it's fully grounding it, because 2020 up above, 2020 and next 10 years is all about all that you went through to 2012 year. Put that into action. Stop talking crap. Put it in a living, actual serve from there.
Yes, no more victim. No more victim.
Seriously, that victim consciousness has got to go to trash. Like, enough already. Like, seriously, I am like.
Hey, I feel you. I'm on board.
Like, come on, get on board, serve it. Stop like talking it. Like, come action, and that means anchored. Just like a table, anchored in strength, serve it. That means no more BS, no more making excuses, you know? Like, I can't even hear excuses anymore.
Or like transmuting our shadows. It's all about the flow, the love, the magic, the gratitude, and synchronicity. And I also feel, this is just my opinion, but that a lot of this, spirituality has risen. It's everywhere, but they're going to get weeded out. Only, the true souls who, are here for their soul's purpose, divine purpose, for Christ consciousness, are going to be the ones left standing.
Well, and I feel eventually, this is what I really know. Everybody's going to make the ascension.
Yes.
Some are going to make it a little bit later. Some are right here. Some are further along. And if you are further along, that means you sign up for high responsibility.
Yes.
That means you really agree to be the older brother, older sister to assist the others. That's one part. The other part of it is that the acceptance, people already are, but also being able to call the crap out. If individuals want to stay in the shadow and continue to work their shadow, they're denying their light. I really want to address this. You can forever, we can stay in this lifetime and work on our shadow, and we're going to keep staying in the shadow. When you want to
right.
the light, you got to come and you're going to bring it with joy and celebration. Serve that. That means you're not going to lose focus on the shadow. You will be doing your individual, but you're not going to be drowning in it. And one of the things that I see in a lot of the light worker community, starseed and spiritual community, they're drowning in the shadow from a place of disempowerment versus visiting it and allowing the light to resurrect them and then serve from there.
Yes.
It's a very different vibe.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
Amen to that. I mean,
what Michael said about 2020 divine alignment, but that's where him and I are focused, especially our retreat. Like, for example, Kristen, I do, if I may say so, this coming April, end of April, we go to Sedona and we have our first retreat. And it is all about the divine alignment retreat. It's 2.5 days. And this is to balance the sacred divine feminine, the sacred divine masculine, to meet the inner child, to meet the teenager within, to meet the adult and elderly, harmonize all of these. As this 2020 energy, all these parts have to be met so they can be grounded in the center, connected to source light, connected to Gaia. So if we are not connected fully, we're not anchored, we're not going to be able to deliver this. So our focus is really 2020 is to assist individuals if they're feeling the call for us to do what we are called to serve. You see, and that's just where we're focused at right now, by what's been called to us.
Yeah, no, beautiful. Love is a superpower, definitely. And Brenda's saying amen, and Melissa saying
dear,
serve it.
love you, Melissa. Thanks for joining.
And oh, sorry, he just came in there, but Brenda said great point about shadow work.
Again,
wonderful.
Shadow work is important. We're not here to deny the shadow. We have to visit.
Yes.
Not drown in it. Most individuals go and the victim takes so much over.
Yeah.
And they drown in it. And no, you're to visit that place and to have a fully responsible, conscious visitation, because now you're in a place that you can handle that and be able to bring the light, the love to it, and allow it to resurrect, not sit and drown in it. And from that lens, see everybody else and drag people. Like, for example, being blocked on Facebook, somebody reported me. I know it's the shadow.
Oh, yeah. You triggered them. You pushed a button. And you're doing beautiful work, and just carry on, right? That's them.
It's still continue and sending a lot of love, but those are the result of individuals that there's a choice, because there's more confidence to stay there. Because Christine, when you sit in the reflection of your light, it is blinding with how magnificent it is. And we have not been taught how to embrace our magnificence.
No, absolutely.
Truly the gift, the living miracle that we are.
Yes.
We're learning slowly to come stretch ourselves through, let's say, Ascension Gateway, like yesterday, expand. Learn more of the trueness of who we are.
Beautiful, beautifully said. And we have a link for the retreat. It's up in the comments because Monica was asking about it.
Thank you, Monica.
And the info on your retreat on your website as well, or is it just through Facebook?
It's on Facebook, so Ascension Alchemist, and also on my other HoniB and author speaker healer page. It is called Sedona Divine Alignment Retreat, and I want to share this with you. And you may or may not know about this, Christine. Michael and I, every class, every event, everything we do is based on love, gift, offering. We have given everything up to serve in this way. So that means we do not come and tell you what to offer to us at all, because that for us is this empowerment. You are to find that from your heart, dive into that place, receive the guidance and offer to us. We're so pure, so then together we can transmute the financial energy by bringing blessings and love into it. So this is very important. This was guided to me 4 years ago by Master Metatron and my team. I give everything up to this, and then Michael joined me. So together we do this. So imagine a retreat. It's the first time we're doing a retreat based on love, gift, offering. So everything we do is blind faith. It's total trust, living in spirit.
Wow.
So, and having people, and we're so blessed. The person who opened her place, she was one of the participants of my Goddess retreat 5 years ago, and she reached out. She said, "Honey, I want to open this space because I know what you and Michael are doing." So there are more and more people opening. We teach and travel all over, but imagine, like, for example, from there we go to 3 weeks of planetary grid work activation. So the blessings that come to us help us support do our work on the land. And so it feels so harmonious. It feels so loving. And it's coming from people's heart, not from their head, not from everyone's. And they bless us with this. This is very important. So there's no price other than what is right, your truth, and we want to meet that energy. So this is our first retreat this way, and
Wow.
couldn't be more grateful to serve our calling in this way, total blind faith.
Well, that's beautiful, and that's exciting for both of you. Congratulations to you and Michael, and I'm sending lots of blessings for that event.
Thank you.
Definitely, I'm sure it'll be very well received. So,
thank you.
Yes. And Brenda sending lots of hearts. Wonderful. So I left all your links and how to contact you. What is there anything else you'd like to share? Do you have anything else coming up? I mean, your retreat alone, that's a big event in April.
A couple of things. Michael is going to be on your show later in March, so I'm very excited.
Yes.
So we're really focused on sacred divine feminine, sacred divine masculine, and again, then this divine in alignment. So for those who feel called regarding the light transmission activation, I will be facilitating through June, summer solstice. I'm already booked all the way till beginning of June, but you can reach out. I'll send you all the information. If you feel
Yes.
I've got to be activating this because I feel I'm part, reach out to me and I'll share the information with you.
Definitely.
The other part is we do a lot of free things because for us it's very important the way our team above, as we have answered the call, as we've completely surrendered, as we serve, more doors keep opening up for us. So we feel it's very important from the abundance of the true divine vibration, we continue to give back to our spiritual community. So for example, Tuesday night again is the free gathering. And what's so beautiful, it's done here where we are in Germantown, Maryland. Another center in Northern Virginia, they opened their door. My friend in Toronto opened her house. My friend in South Carolina opened her house. So now they're having in-person gathering. We all connect into our YouTube channel. And so this pouring light coming. So anybody else wants to open up, you can join up. And if you want to do it at your home or have people gather, just please connect with us. So it's open, it's free for everyone. The other part is every other Friday, we have what's called Friday Tea Time Ascension Talk, Christine. This is where Michael and I go over the recent frequencies, the ascension energies, what's been happening. Just like this, like you asked, what is this 3-3? We really talk about it. We sit down, we have some tea, and we go through it. And also as a couple, what we've been going through. Sometimes we have had our own challenge, and we really real talk about it. And it's for us to feel we're all in this together. There's no like this, but
yes,
we're feeling this together, and just really put the masks away and just really talk, So everybody can join. That's every other Friday. Again, that's free. That's on our YouTube channel at Ascension Alchemist. Finally, the other one is once a month, Christine. It's 2 years in April that we open our home, kind of like to a Sunday church service. It's called Sacred Sunday Spiritual Service.
Yes, I think I've seen that. Yep.
Exactly. We just had it. So we ask another sacred being to join forces with us, somebody that may be an author that's already serving their calling or they have their falling, what have you. This 1 hour we gather and we bring the messages of divine for the spiritual light community. And it is very important, again, we give from this power of giving, because most people are expecting to first receive before they give. And there's this consciousness in this. And we have learned, Michael and I, no, we're going to give first because we feel blessed. The one has blessed us. Here, we're going to give it first. And we have found how much more doors open to us. So we pass the goods and we ask people, they receive it, pass them the goods. Like, for example, right now, you are opening this place. The way, if this benefited people, pass the good.
Yes.
Because
pass it on.
Because you're going to open that vibration in you. And most people don't realize that. The minute you reshare it from the good, from this joy, you open that door, 10 other doors open to you.
Exactly. Amen to that.
Beautiful. So those
It
are the
is.
things, and people can connect with us. Both Michael and I also facilitate. Like, Even people have like ascension guiding, they need some assistance. Michael can do a Skype session. I can. My schedule is more tight, so Michael has a bit more opening. So
Mm-hmm.
especially I feel his role is very important as a sacred divine masculine, because we in the female embodiment, we still have so much healing through the masculine that we're going through. So
Yes.
masculine energy that can hold the vibration of love is very important, because it helps restore the trust and the faith back, because we've blocked that energy. And I've seen so many of my sisters, Christine, close that part until they have a session with Michael. They're like, wow, I've never allowed a man to touch me, and this open up again. And this is very, very important for if you're in a female incarnate body. You see what I mean?
I agree. It is so needed, especially with, you know, everything that's going on lately. I totally agree with that. And with men too. Men are, you know, the leading. They tend to act on suicide more than women do. It's a big cry out for help. I've been asked, do you know of any men's groups? We need more men's groups. We need more healing with men. So they
can connect also with Michael. There are many people. Michael has a Facebook page for Sacred Men. So
nice. Okay, beautiful.
Please connect if we can.
I will.
And if we cannot, we'll definitely direct it to somebody else that can. But we're here to serve our calling, to assist. That's what we're here for.
Yes.
And but I will share this with you. With me, Kristen, I'm not here to baby nobody. That's not my calling, and I'm not here to hold no one's hand. I'm here to call the truth.
Yeah.
And you to welcome and surrender to the power that is in you, and not be dependent on me or anybody else. That's why my sessions are only one time. I'm not going to see you again. Off you go.
You know? I like that. I would agree with that. I understand. I do. I just wanted to say hi to Lynn. She's joining us a little bit late, but you can always watch the replay, my dear. I know she had to work. So, and Michael's saying thank you. You guys are so sweet. I mean, you guys are an amazing couple. And, you know, I'll have Michael on, but do you know what? I want both of you on at the same time as well. There's just, you guys are so much fun. It's been a long time since I've had this much fun on my show.
Have more fun.
Yes, more fun.
More fun. Because, you know, your eyes sparkle and it radiates.
Oh, fun.
Now that more, you know.
I agree. I'm always talking about that inner child, and I'm working on it every day. Every day. Every day play.
Totally.
Yeah. All right. Well, beautiful. Thank you, Honeybee, for being here. My little honeybee. Yeah. And Michael for being such, you know, he's getting everyone involved and sharing the love and the blessings and the energy. Thank you very much for that.
Yeah.
And I will leave all the links below. If you have any questions for myself or for Honeybee, please put them in the replay. We will answer every single one. Yeah. And hey, guys, I want you to have an amazing week. And please remember, healing begins where the ego ends.
Oh, my goodness.
Please take care, guys.
Hallelujah.
Love you.
So much love.